Super Monkey Ball is finally back. While there was Banana Mania, which remade the first 3 games and reminded us of how fun Monkey Ball could be, Banana Rumble is the first new game that delivers on that same promise, after years of middling entries. So, was it worth the 12-year wait? Well, let's find out in our review of Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. If you never played a Super Monkey Ball game before, here's the lowdown. You tilt platforms to roll monkey inside a ball around to reach the goal. Yeah, you aren't exactly controlling the monkey itself, but rather the environment surrounding them. And this physics-based platformer can get really tricky as you progress through the game and encounter fewer walls, thinner pathways, and more dangerous obstacles. Not only do you need to be precise in the movements you make, but you need to be aware of the speed and the layout of the land. Every level feels like a mini puzzle that you need to solve in order to find the ideal path, making the one more go factor a big part of its DNA. Just before the series went on hiatus, these platforming and puzzle factors felt lacking, but here they are fully on display. In fact, they are better than ever before. This in part is thanks to the new spin dash ability. Previously, the developers tried to add a jump with Banana Blitz, which didn't feel quite at home with the series' intricate gameplay. But this offering feels a lot more fitting and well grounded. Just like Sonic, the monkeys can charge up a dash that helps them to cross the levels. The freeing element of the spin dash is that you can hold a direction before sending the monkeys flying in a variety of ways. You can cross gaps, skip parts of the levels, or simply make that final sprint to the goal ring. There's something incredibly thrilling about using it, even if you are broadly fine without resorting to it. In the harsher portions of Banana Rumble, the spin dash can basically save you from getting a fallout. The controls are fantastic across the board and are a key part of what makes Banana Rumble so fun to interact with. Every moment feels precise and calculated. Furthermore, SEGA has done an admirable job of making sure that each of the monkeys controls slightly different without compromising the core feel. Ai is the all-rounder and likely the character most will ending up sticking with for the course of the main campaign. Yen Yen is all about speed, making breaking near impossible, while Gong Gong is a heavy that can break at a whim. To keep the flow going, I ultimately stuck more with Ai than I would like to admit, but the characters add to the overall replayability. Another benefactor to Banana Rumble's replayability is the sheer amount of content on display. Between the 10 normal worlds and the 10 EX worlds on top of that, there are 200 stages to get through. For a brand new game in the series, that is a staggering amount of riches. And most of it has honestly been good. Sure, there are a few stinkers, but broadly, the quality has been very well maintained. The main worlds of Banana Rumble skew a tiny bit easier than the older games in the series, but they are highly replayable. Beyond just finishing each level, there are secondary goals to obtain that will net you additional rewards. This includes a timed goal that requires you to use the spin dash and make it across the stage in no time flat, which really can force you to think differently about how to approach a stage. Which character do I use? How do I obtain the optimal speed for this specific gap? Will the landing be risky? I found it a lot of fun to solve these problems and test my skills. Speaking of risky, the other 2 goals are collecting the tricky golden banana hidden on each level and collecting a certain amount of non-golden bananas scattered about. That might sound easy, but you only have 60 seconds per stage. While it's doable early on, you will soon find yourself running out of time fast. At that point, it might be hard to finish up any of the goals in a singular run, and it becomes a balancing act of how you want to approach stages and get them wrapped up. You can either take it slow and focus just going for the bananas, or aim solely for the speed strats for the timed goal. And it doesn't particularly help that some golden bananas are in especially hard to reach places. None of these objectives will block you from beating the game, but I did find myself replaying stages over and over, simply because it bothered me not to have any goals completed. What struck me the most while going through the adventure mode is how varied it felt. World 6, the Neon Arena, was one of my immediate highlights, as every level focused on something different. There was a half-pipe course where speed and momentum was everything, which proved trickier than expected, and a stage with vanishing floors that demanded even more precise movement. And believe me, the levels get ridiculously hard by the end of the EX worlds, so a good overview can certainly be lost here, particularly as the camera is a bit more zoomed in than I would personally like. This only bothered me in select EX stages, where there were a lot of moving objects that can quickly disoriented. Despite that, the difficulty curve feels fair, and if you don't care about the collectibles, you are not blocked from seeing the game to completion. Unlike the older Super Monkey Ball games, there isn't a life system, allowing you to experiment with levels and the game as you see fit. In addition, there are helpful assist features too. You can rewind to a previous point in the stage, allowing you to try that obstacle one more time. Ghost and route guides will help you on your routing and show how certain tricks need to be pulled off. Finally, there are extra checkpoints that won't force you back to the beginning, even if you fall off. These helper functions, in addition to your usual map and stage view options, should guide most players forward. You won't receive any rewards or level times, but you can experience Banana Rumble for the most part, and it makes this feel like the most welcoming and accessible entry in the series to date. Furthermore, if you need more help, try playing adventure mode with a friend, or two, or three? Yep, the entire story mode can be played with up to 4 people locally and online. You will work together to finish stages and score extras for working together. The stages certainly aren't necessarily designed for this many people, but it's still a fun way to experience the game. And there's other fun multiplayer modes available too, even if they feel a bit limited in scope. There are 5 options total, which all can be played with up to 16 players. In Race, you race yourself through a big course while dodging larger than life obstacles and using Mario Kart-like items to hold opponents in your tracks. It is quite a lot of fun. Banana Hunt has you fighting all to grab the most bananas, and Baboom is a big game of tag where you pass bombs back and forth. Next to the 3 individual disciplines, there are 2 team-based offerings. Goal Rush sees you going through goals, both to score points and put your team's name on that specific goal. Last but not least is Robot Smash, where teams try to take down robots as quickly as possible. Regrettably, there's no monkey target in this one, but I do appreciate that the developers are trying something entirely new. I thought that all the multiplayer modes had something going for them. They offer solid fun, with each playable character having a selection of unique items, making them entertaining to use in their own ways. That being said, the amount of stages is a shame. There are just 5 races to choose from, with the other modes just offering 2 or 3 locales each. Don't get me wrong, I had fun the first number of times I've played through these modes, but I'm seriously worried about how much they will be interacted with long term. Maybe SEGA will see fit to release more stages down the line, because they do expect you to interact with it. Some daily rewards are tied to you interacting with the online portion and playing with random strangers, which could be a problem if people don't stick around long for the online. Another reason to keep going are the missions and large-scale customizable options. Throughout the adventure and online, you will be rewarded for performing certain actions, which will net you points. These points in turn can be exchanged for tons of rewards in the shop, from hats to shirts to ball colors to unique trails. There are 300 options to earn, making the unlock process quite a grind. All playing online, we certainly noticed some funny options, and can't wait to see how actual players combine them during online matches. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble may not be the sharpest looking game, with some textures on the island menu in particular being a bit off-putting. Furthermore, this game takes a bit to load when going back and forth between levels. If you stick to a certain level, it might be less of a problem, but 8 seconds is still a bit of a wait. That being said, Banana Rumble looks the best in motion, when it's featuring a pleasant look and colorful stages packed with background detail. The soundtrack is pretty standard for the series, with each world having a unique music theme. The Rose Garden is extremely upbeat, with Vopa lyrics making it feel like a J-pop song, while the Neon Arena very much hits the electronic notes harder than anywhere else. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble was a nice surprise. With the middling new entries that came before it, this title feels like a return to form. The adventure mode really shows the best of what Monkey Ball has on offer, all while adding new elements like the extra goals and the spin dash. The spin dash in particular adds so many possibilities and skips that were previously unthinkable. With 20 worlds and 200 levels, the game offers a sizable adventure campaign that really outclasses its predecessors. That alone will keep you busy for a considerable amount of time. On top of that, there are several multiplayer modes to play both online and locally. The 5 options, as well as online co-op, are a very inspired suite that we really haven't seen before in a SEGA effort. That being said, we do wish there were more stages for each of the multiplayer modes available, with most only offering 2 or 3. The concepts are quite fun and deserve to be explored more beyond what they already have done. All in all, Banana Rumble is the shot in the arm that the series needed, and it marks a strong return to form. It is a bold step for the franchise, exploring many firsts while maintaining the charm that helped make it so beloved. The presentation and controls really make me feel like I'm right in the moment of the action, and I found it riveting the entire time. I was on the edge of my seat constantly while playing, sometimes angry after rolling off a ledge, but mostly celebrating whenever I overcame a rather brutal challenge. When a game makes you feel you're engaged with the action, there's nothing quite like it. And it is clear that the 12-year wait gave them time to re-look at what the old games did and seize what would make them even better now. They truly returned the real feel of the Super Monkey Ball experience in 2024. And that is a statement of how far Yakuza developer Ryuga Gotoku Studio has come. More of this, Sega, please and thank you. And that was our review of Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to know more about all things Sega, Super Monkey Ball, Nintendo or otherwise, keep it locked to GameXplain. See you later. Bye.